Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll show you 5 guitar strumming patterns that I think everyone should know. Some of them are very easy, some of them are a bit more complicated, but they're all certainly playable by anyone as long as you spend a bit of time with them. I keep them very simple. We only use quarter notes, 8 notes and 16 notes, except for a bit of a triplet feel in the blues one, which we'll get to very soon. And the idea here is that if you really master them, you'll then be able to make up your own. The first pattern I call the ballad pattern, and I think you played something along these lines before if you've been playing guitar any length of time. The thing that makes this pattern very useful is that I kind of progress from the quarter note to the 8th note and then the 16 notes. And this will give you a feel for the importance of density and speed within a rhythm. And this is a great way to feel it. It's very simple. Let me just demonstrate it for you. So we have this quarter note, and then these 8 and 16 notes, and then we end on the last beat, 4, E, and A. This gives us the progression into the next one. Again, very simple. Now, when you play it, you might want to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up is what I call the reggae pattern, and it's a pattern based on simply playing on the upbeat. So if we count the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 end, we have a pause or a silence or a rest on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we only play on the end. And it goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. If you don't count it, your brain will start kind of feeling that what you're playing is actually on the beat, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very important that you interiorize and internalize the effect of playing on the end. The strong beat is down, silence, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One good way of hearing this is to add a bass note on the 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use a bar, or you can just use the thumb, you can use the open strings, whatever you want. I'll just play with the bar so you can see it. One interesting fact about the reggae rhythm is that a lot of people play it with an upstroke, like this: 1 and 2. Whereas in reggae music, almost universally, you'll see people play it with a downstroke. And the reason is that the attack is stronger, you hit the bass notes first, get that strong attack, and then you get the brighter notes. And it's very different from this, 1, to this, 1 and. So make sure you practice it with a downstroke. Pattern number 3 is our hard rock or heavy metal riff, and it's all based on 16 notes, all downstrokes, and it's very simple. It's an alternation between the open string on the 6th string E and a little power chord here in E again, 7 and 9. Try to keep things interesting by not making it square. So the alternation between open string and power chord, I mix it up a little bit. You can go faster. And you should also try counting it. I'm going to count it slowly for you. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Of course, this is a funk strum. It's actually quite simple, but one thing that you have to keep in mind, or maybe two things. First of all, is that when you hit smaller chords, and funk music is often played very high on the strings, you want to make sure you only hit the correct number of strings with the pick. You might be tempted to mute it some other way, but eventually you will want to have a good grip, on how many notes you play and how many strings you hit and how hard. So make sure you practice. You can go very slowly, and you can actually look at the strings, There's no shame in that. And get used to only hitting the number of strings you want. The other thing is the muting. And the muting means that usually in this style of music, you keep moving your hand like this as if you were playing straight 16 notes. But when you don't want the notes to ring out, you lift up the left finger and you mute the strings. You can actually mute them to different degrees. Maybe let them ring out a little bit, or nothing at all. And it's a very interesting rhythmic device. It's very similar to playing the drums in a way. You can get control of the bass, the high notes, the middle ones, and then also more of the percussion thing. Very interesting stuff, and let me show it to you. And finally, the blues shuffle rhythm, extremely popular, extremely useful, at the same time very simple to play. So if you're a beginner, maybe you want to start here, and it's based on a very simple line like that on one string, while we also play the open string. Now the shuffle idea is very simple. As a matter of fact, I think I have a short on this. If I find it, I'll link it up here. You can check it out, the difference between shuffle and swing. I think that was the title of the video. But the shuffle idea is very simple. You can play a sequence of 8 notes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I'm playing them square, right, at the exact time, which is also a very valid way of playing the blues. Many styles of blues are based on square, or better said, straight 8 notes. But the shuffle says, okay, well, let's stretch out the first note and let it eat into the second one, and the second one will be shorter. And the amount can vary, but the way it's notated is as a triplet, where we put the first note, 2 notes together and leave the third one separate. So basically, instead of counting like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I count like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I count the triplet and I play the first 2 notes together. And there you have it, 5 essential strumming patterns for the guitar. I hope you've enjoyed the video and learned something new. In that case, maybe give it a like and subscribe. It really helps me reach more people, and maybe we can help them out too. If you'd like to support the channel, there's all kinds of links below. And as always, if you're on my Patreon, you'll be able to download all the tabs and rhythms in this video in a neat PDF. Thank you so much as always for being there, for watching, and for always trying to improve. And I'll see you next week for more.